Larry, how do you find the learning curve of the current administration in terms of fighting with Houthis, with Ansarullah?
Going down. They're not learning. Look, the key to this, he tries to pretend that the Houthis are just hitting every ship that comes in, regardless of who it is, what it is, where it's going. And that's just not true. If you're Russian and Chinese and you're not going to Israel, have a nice trip. No problem. They're going after the ships that are either owned by Israelis or serving Israel, taking Israel, either carrying goods to Israel, trying to export something from Israel. This is about the genocide the monsters in Tel Aviv are committing. And the Houthis, to their credit, are standing up for it. Biden administration was, under Lloyd Austin, announced that Operation Prosperity Guardian. Too much fanfare. And, oh yeah, we're going to go in there and we're going to kick some Yemeni booty. Okay, didn't work out. Why? Well, primarily because the missile arsenal that the Houthis have is both buried underground and mobile. So they're not operating from a fixed site. If they had a fixed location, sure, it'd be a piece of cake to go in and, take it out. But that's not what they're doing. And so instead of recognizing that, we could assume that, everybody, all we had to do is flex a little muscle and the Yemenis would go running in fear. The problem was with the initial letter from Trump to them was basically, hey, take off all your clothes and run around naked. And Iran is like, we're not going to do that. It was like, get rid of your nuclear program. You can't have a nuclear program. No, peaceful or no, you can't have that. Can't have any relationship with the Houthis or the Hezbollah or Hamas. No, you got to you got to be our bitch and do what we say. And Iran goes, no. That's you're not showing us any respect. And they'll be playing some Aretha Franklin, RESPECT, respect. Iran wants some respect. If Trump is foolish enough to follow through on his threat to attack Iran, that could literally ultimately lead to the destruction of Israel. And because Iran's going to hit back and hit back hard. And when the Israeli people start suffering casualties in a way that they've never suffered, then I think you're going to see that there will be great anger directed at Netanyahu for getting them into this mess. There's always a possibility that they could react by saying, well, no, we're attacked by an outside enemy, and they'll pull together. But the tensions within Israel are so great right now. I think it would go the other way, further fracturing the country, just as it is here in the United States, candidly.